Ascended Master keynotes, such as we just heard, are pieces of music that align or key our souls with the radiation of a master or etheric retreat. The sound and the vibration of victory, as Beethoven's symphony, is the spirit of victory and sound. It draws our solar consciousness into the presence of the sun behind the sun in all of its glory. So as you keep your awareness on the music of the Victory Symphony and your attention upon the sun behind the sun, for where your attention is, so is your consciousness. Visualize you are in the heart of the sun in the center of our solar system, and instantaneously you are there. You are now present in the great hall of the Temple of the Sun, where you are seated in your finer bodies with many other unascended Cheelers of the Brotherhood around a central platform. Enter the Master, a high-ranking priest in the order of the Brotherhood of the Sun. He stands on the central dais, robed in a long, white, dazzling garment. He begins to speak. O children of the sun, bask in the radiance of thy God. Beloved ones, we do indeed hold the balance for Earth's evolutions. And I must tell you that as we have surveyed the Earth, we see great highs and great lows. She has many different evolutions. People who have from their origins of many different places, others who started here, others from many planetary homes, solar systems, galaxies, and other systems of worlds. Some are of the light. Some have committed themselves to darkness. Some are men. Some are fallen angels, have taken embodiment, and some are angels of light, while many are laggards, come from other planets such as Maldek, Hadron, the 12th planet, and certainly many others. The planet you call home is a complex tapestry weaving together many evolutions of light and darkness. Your memories are ancient, and you go to ancient civilizations and golden ages that predate Lemuria and Atlantis, and then to other planetary homes. May you know that in this hour Earth has become the crossroads of absolute evil of the galaxies. Crossroads for fallen ones who are the arch deceivers and the arch rebels against Christ and his own. It is also a crossroads of the greatest souls of light who have come from various planetary homes down the centuries. Earth has known the highest and the lowest, and that spectrum is still present. It is the place where the victory of light must be won, for it is prophesied from the very ancient manuscripts reflecting the law book of life that upon this planet the victory of cosmos will unfold. Though it is preordained, it is not predestined. By this I say, that which God preordains, his sons and daughters must confirm and bring forth in the physical octave and in the matter universe. Each one of you is marching toward the goal of greater responsibility here and now through the ascension, of greater responsibility to planetary life waves in this system and beyond. As you are serving under members of the Brotherhood, you are learning what it means to take a greater responsibility for millions of souls. I pray that you have the sense, the good sense, to take measure of your own co-measurement, to realize what an opportunity in a cosmic lifetime it is to heed our word, to place first things first, and to move towards that personal sacrifice by the path of obedience that leads to the perfection of the Son of God. Remember that you have come from many stars, from many places, but you are at the place in this entire matter cosmos where the crossroads are. And that crossroads, that cross of the living Savior, Jesus Christ, from that point you shall make your ascension, or you shall not. It is your choice. It is your determination. It is your free will. Here there is a victory to be fought and won. It can be fought. It can be won. Of this we are certain. We have vouchsafed to you an understanding of the how and the where and the why and the wherefore. And I declare that in my humble ascended master opinion, beloved Helios, current dispensations represent the finest opportunity to make things right here on earth that has come forth in at least 2,000 years. These dispensations shall likewise ensure eventual freedom for all laggards, and will thus perform the greatest missionary service ever hitherto undertaken on this planet. It is no wonder blessed Hilarion was so zealous over this idea, because not since Atlantean days has such opportunity been granted. These dispensations ought to have such intense and far-reaching effects as to give Earth her freedom more quickly than any can ever dream of. I point out to you, blessed Chelas, that today we focus on Helios dispensation only. But I tell you with all my heart how precious a dispensation beloved Helios and Vesta have given. This is the long called for light of 1,000 suns from the radiance of millions of cosmic Christs, who now, in answer to your calls, have descended and will remain until life's perfection is restored to all. What a cosmic victory is sent to earth. All who grasp the significance of this grant and are serving as channels must sense that victory which is literally flooding the world and all mankind. Remember one thing. I must remind you of the redeeming factor within the laggard races. I must tell you that these ones were chosen to embody upon earth because they had some spark of divinity left within them. And among them were great spiritual leaders, people of great holiness, who were also flung into the astral and were given an opportunity to embody here. And thus, among these laggard races, you do find the highest souls of the highest evolution. You find also that these souls of great light have been misled by the Luciferians, just as the holy innocents have been misled. And therefore I caution you never to entertain condemnation or prejudice for the laggard races. For among them, if they would but accept the Christ, are those who have the potential to lead the earth into the manifestation of the new day. So these laggard evolutions have had an opportunity to take the Y at the crossroad and turn to the light. And as you have heard from the great divine director, cosmic Christ from other systems of worlds have been called forth by keepers of the flame in a petition to the lords of karma, which was granted through our beloved Helios on May 27, 1960. And thus, cosmic Christ from other systems of worlds stand by, ready to enter Earth through you and tend to the laggard evolutions. In that connection, those unascended Chelas who sincerely volunteer to render service to mankind and their own God presence I am, calling to beloved Helios as he so kindly requested to offer themselves as channels for God's grace, can serve as anchors for the magnificent ascended cosmic Christ projecting earthward. As you reinforce this dispensation, you will know more and more of the reality of other shining worlds and many mansions of God. I am certain, too, that the advent of these blessed Christs projecting earthward will bring the mission of beloved Jesus into greater focus and call to memory the greater meaning of his words. The things that I do, ye shall do also, and greater things, because I go to my Father. May you listen well to the unprecedented opportunity provided to the earth by our beloved Lord of the Dawn, God Helios. And with that, the Master exits the dais. As our beloved all-loving Father Helios enters, the Chelas stand in honor of him. Helios addresses us. I am Helios, Lord of the dawn, sending peace, greetings, and infinite light from my heart and that of my beloved consort and presiding solar deity, beloved Vesta, to the mankind of earth everywhere. In accepting my radiance, you will not only find warmth, protection, and happiness flooding your world daily, but also the pressure of expansion from our octave, raising you into our era of eternal progress, wherein your conscious knowledge and attunement is such that you are always aware of your divine identity, which is your own individualized God presence, I am, close as life itself. Our eternal love to you, sons and daughters of God, beloved of the Eternal One. I address you with many thoughts on my heart. Therefore I bid you welcome and bid you be seated. So, blessed ones, we now address the topic of the day, the Laggards. And I tell you truly, reviewing what other ascended masters have said, their planet Maldek was blown up by its inhabitants. Earth received many of these souls. Many of them have contributed great wisdom and long experience in other planets and systems. Others have come as enemies of the people to take and not to give. So we see the threat was upon that planet which was destroyed, Maldek, that threat comes also upon the earth. If all the nuclear weapons in the world were actually detonated, what do you think would happen to the whole earth? It is difficult to contemplate, beloved. But if it should ever happen, I promise you that angels of light will do all in their power to turn it back, to mitigate it. Yet those in embodiment, whether they are evil ones or the Christed ones, must deal with that situation. So there are many scenarios to the outcome of the planet. Shall I prophesy for you, beloved? There is a potential for absolute cataclysm and a potential for an absolute golden age. Saint Germain has told you that the human consciousness is unpredictable. Therefore, in the larger sense of life, even we cannot predict the moment when the insane, the fanatic, the demon-possessed will misuse the highest technologies, or when some soul will be overcome by his own momentums of ignorance or imposition of the fallen ones themselves, and thereby enter into the factors of human error, such as those which cause calamity concerning the loss of life. Because of the unpredictability of the cycles of the human consciousness, and because of free will. Upon the planet Earth, among men, the statement to vegetate is often used to describe a state of becalm, where nothing moves on life's sea, all remaining in the same old familiar station, rather than sailing on into realms of greater light and discovery. Because the nature of God is to produce and sustain not but happiness, we, like the Eternal Father, joyously fulfill our destiny, which is to transmute to you comfort, grace, and love, age-old blessings of which you never tire. Also familiar to you are the ruts, which are in reality pits of delay, consuming your precious days of opportunity in each embodiment, throwing you a little out of step with universal love, and becoming actually, through joint accumulation of many life streams, a planetary handicap in the process of raising Earth to the lovely state of becoming a God-intended star of freedom. It is well known by our advanced Chelas that we all long to raise you by your God-given gift to this stage of individual development, whereby you may, by mere conscious will, climb as on a ladder of penciled sunbeams to our home of love, whose solar radiance is yours to share, to enjoy with every ascended master friend of this solar system and cosmic evolution. Impartiality is a standard of the cosmic law best expressed as I am the light of the world. We actually extend via sunbeams billions of cosmic hands into the atmosphere of Earth in order to raise all who respond to that level of spiritual attainment whereby they can fulfill the destiny of our Father who has so kindly offered to all who deem themselves worthy to accept daily without fail the statement, I am the full activity of God. All else has no power to move me. Naught else shall ever pass into my world, mind, and affairs. Surrounded right now I am by my God-given, God-created, ring pass not, the canopy of the sacred fire. To best fulfill your own divine life plan, the whole spirit of the Great White Brotherhood has, in the unity of God cooperation, together created a new God-approved plan and secured with two magnificent cosmic decrees, perhaps better understood by most of you as cosmic dispensations, whose twin benefits complement one another and mightily magnify our activity on planet Earth, while ushering in with the full, long-awaited golden age of peace and enlightenment in the face of every present-day conflict. How was this achieved? By togetherness on the part of so many of our blessed Chelas of the I Am Law of Life. You have, through the Summit Lighthouse decrees, have pleased the Karmic Board, who fulfilled the law's requirements, and drawn from the heart of beloved Alpha and Omega in the great central sun, a cosmic smile of approval for your valiant efforts in the face of even human shipwreck. To forge a cosmic unity upon this blessed planet from which no life stream need ever draw back with either a personal sense of rejection or discontent with the service and love which you are so joyously offering your God presence, the ascended beings, and all mankind. You have likewise begun to express such love for one another as justified in a large measure the faith of beloved Moria, who he has placed in many of you. When he came before Vesta and me pleading the cause of Earth's children, securing progress for his Chelas by pledging tokens of his own life's earnest accomplishments. The original proposal of the kind physician, a Boston resident, referred to in the beloved Great Divine Director's letter of last week, received implementation from many hearts, both ascended and unascended, many of whom have long served the cause of freedom. Therefore, I say, let grace now abound. Many know the story of the Laggards, but how many know the untold numbers of starry worlds, even visible to your physical eyes, that contain solar systems where whole civilizations and evolutions are made up of ascended beings and infinite Christs of universal love? From many of these came the Laggards, the Asus, who despised their birthright, preferring a mess of material pottage and the dubious privilege of being self-made men. While they dallied on earth, their brothers, free of their discord, went on to become ascended beings and were raised in luminous clouds of cosmic glory to the shining delight of abiding in goodwill among heaven's many mansions. Earth has rightly honored beloved Jesus and others of my sons, such as beloved Gautama, the present Lord of the world, who have become such magnificent champions of light. These are individually but one of many sons of God throughout the whole cyclic round of life's eternal cycles. A cosmic dispensation. I, Helios, grant by the power of the Solar Logos, the Word of God, an eternal fiat, declaring this day, May 27th, 1960, that a new dispensation is given to the people of earth in mighty victory's name. This dispensation is to assist the earth in attaining cosmic liberation from self-created discord and bondage, so that the fealty of eternal happiness may take possession in the minds, worlds, and affairs of mankind, producing perfection and sustaining civilization's great light during the coming golden age, whose presently approaching glow shall now expand limitlessly to the glory of the eternal Father. Therefore, in order to loosen the hold of the laggards and secure the blessing of freedom to all earth's posterities, in order also to anchor the spirit of liberty, which is victor over every form of tyranny over the mind of man, this gift is now given to all sincere students and chelas of the ascended masters who apply their hearts to their own God presence I am, asking to be made, that they be made a divine channel through which the power and presence of one or more of the universal Christ located on other systems of worlds shall flow during the hours of sleep, or even consciously as the great law directs, shall promptly and without delay be vested with our power in accordance with cosmic law in order to enable these Christs to anchor their radiance and presence in the physical, thinking, feeling, and memory worlds of such volunteers as to provide a means whereby a cosmic Christ can be assigned to each laggard on this planet individually in order to help control the spread of discord and transmute their thoughts and feelings to love for the light. Mathematically, at present, the number volunteering shall be divided by the number of laggards there are known to the keeper of the records, so that many millions of cosmic Christs will use the coaxial cable of the volunteering consciousness as a means to reach those of whom Jesus said, Father, forgive them, they know not what they do. As the number of volunteers increase, so shall the number of Christs using each live stream as a point of anchorage decrease, until eventually we hope for each Christ to use one Chela and reach one laggard, thereby using the power of the 3 times 3 to produce and sustain perfection here. Now I am the safeguard for every life stream so serving, for the law provides that only good shall flow from the starry realms through you, and nothing which is not of the light can return to you. It should be understood that you are responsible for using your tube of light and the violet fire daily, as usual, in order to protect yourself from human effluvia, which every day occupies the atmosphere of the planet. Rest assured, the laggards will be unable to consciously know of this action except in accordance with cosmic law when they too enter to serve the light. Know that while these cosmic Christs have no authority to interfere with free will, they are hereby given full authority to enlighten, heal, bless, and guide each life stream, even to the extent of adjusting karma through the karmic board, acting thus as a wise parent who chastens, at times, the ones they love, till all are once again at home in realms of light, wholly ascended and free, as beloved Jesus is. I further declare that all so serving as channels for this service are afforded full protection from Lord Michael the Archangel and mighty Astrea's legions. Let this service be without limit as to time and place, continuing to function as an activity of divine love until all laggards are with the earth itself, at last free. Let this be done from this day forward with increasing God's speed until, as Samuel Morse, the inventor of the telegraph, said in its first message, what God hath wrought. Now let the cosmic teachers appear, the Holy Mother Vesta, dwelling clothed with the sun, sends forth to earth her sons and cosmic shepherds, the balanced cooperation of heaven's spheres. Man's redemption draws nigh and is a reality by the power of love. Now let the visible teachers swiftly appear, not remaining removed in a corner of the universe, but speaking directly through channels of love to every wandering heart. Now let the knowledge of the Lord, the great law, cover the earth as the sea does the dry land, until all shall know the mighty I am presence, from the least unto the greatest. The Lord is the salvation of all the earth and her people. The Lord is the salvation of all the earth and her people. The calls of unascended Chila's serving the cause of love's victory have compelled the answer. Earth's victory draws near. Be unafraid as signs of that victory manifest. For right with the earth itself is beloved victory himself to see that it is done. Facing the golden age, I, Helios, say, let there be light. I am the Christ victory, now made manifest. In the name of Alpha and Omega, I seal you in the white fire and the golden illumination's flame. Reach out and save your brothers and sisters. I'm adding an ending note here as an addendum. As you have heard from the masters today, Helios and Vesta have given us not one but two dispensations in answer to this original petition from the Boston physician. As we heard today, Helios, May 27, 1960, Pearl of Wisdom, revealed the first part of this dispensation. Moria announced the second phase of this dispensation in the following week in the June 3rd, 1960 Pearl, called A Mighty Temple of Victory is to be built in this nation for all mankind, dedicated to the presence of Almighty God. Shall be called I Am the Temple of Life's Victory, the first temple of the Great White Brotherhood known to the outer world since the Atlantean days. For more information on this, you can see this Pearl, Volume 3, number 23.